We got Juan Archuleta back here on the program. He's going to be taking on Ricky Bandejas at Bellator 214 on January 26th. Juan, what's going on, man? How are you?
Good, man. Good. Just got done with a good training session out here in California and just hanging out, getting ready for this fight.
Huge fight coming up here, and it's at bantamweight, which I know you fought in the past, but last time you fought at bantamweight, I believe, was December of 2016. So why is now the right time to make the drop?
I was always wanting to drop down to fight down at bantamweight. Bellator, just I got these fights back to back, and then after my first fight, I hurt my hand, so it didn't really make sense yet to drop down to 35. And then this fourth fight being the last fight on my contract just seemed like the right move to make, just to show how marketable I am. I'm ready to fight at any weight class, and be title fight contender ready for any weight class as well.
Does it help having your teammate TJ Dillashaw also dropping down a weight class, fighting at flyweight? I'm sure you guys can endure the struggle of getting down together.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was another good thing about it too. Making the decision, fighting around the same time. Just so happened that Bellator had a card in the Forum. They were going to book him in LA at the same night, so it would have been perfect. And then it just happened to be a week earlier now for him fighting Henry, and then they dropped it down to 125. So yeah, it's always good when you have a road dog with you, cutting the weight, losing the calories, losing the weight together, and just grinding together.
Let's talk about your last fight. You got that unanimous decision over Jeremy Spoon, who's a tough veteran. He's got a lot of experience. Were you happy with your performance? I know you would have liked the finish, but that was a pretty good win there.
Yeah, absolutely. It was just fighting a different athlete this time. A guy that was looking to pick shot, get me chasing them forward and then getting the takedowns, which was good. I had to make some real time adjustments and full belief into my corners, and those guys are veterans, so they helped me, walk me through, coach me through, and we were ready for anything. Just like any fight that we take, we're ready for, and so. He was definitely a gamed opponent. There was a couple times I thought he was going to let me finish him off, and then he came back alive, and I was like, man. So, but you always got to be happy with a win, no matter what. You're just always a work in progress,
And Bellator obviously took notice because this is a huge fight on a huge card. How excited were you to fight Ricky Bandejas, who was coming off a big win himself over James Gallagher?
Yeah, it's exciting. He has a good. He even his resume before is it's good. He's a good, well-rounded mixed martial artist. He's ready to fight. You could tell he's a scrapper. He's a blue-collar opponent that's going to come and just give everything he got and try to dictate his pace. So just to get that opponent, and not even just that he knocked out Gallagher, that he has this hype behind him. Now it's just like the type of opponent that I have. I know that we're going to war together, and it's exciting, and it's going to be fun. The two blue-collar guys both have construction backgrounds, going to go in there and get to scrap it out.
How do you feel like you match up against him?
I think good, man. He has a good training camp. I have a great training camp. My coaches, been working with Dwayne Ludwig a lot lately. So just evolving every day and implementing his system into my program, and and it's showing and it's overtaking what I'm doing, and I'm excited. So I think I know I match up well. He's a good pop shot, but I'm gonna push the pace right away. I'm gonna push the pace on him, see what he has, see what's in his gas tank, see how much heart he has, and the guy with the biggest hearts and the biggest balls is gonna come out at the end of the night.
You have 10 more fights than him professionally. Do you feel like that experience will pay dividends in this fight?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I know at the end of the day, we both looking for that number one contender shot. So I know it's going to be the best Ricky Bandejas that night, and he's going to face the best Juan Archuleta that night. So when you have a challenge like that, two guys that are I consider I'm in my prime right now. I'm pretty sure he's in his prime, because he wants that title. He's hungry for a title. He's shown his veteranship in previous organizations winning titles. So I think you're going to get the best, the prime of and the peak of both of us that night.
Training partners, I imagine the same at that super camp. You got, Aaron Pico, TJ Dillashaw, Syed Awad, all those guys kind of coming in and helping you out. Same training partners?
Oh yeah, always. Us over here at the training lab, we don't stop. We're always in camp and we're always training. And we're not in camp. We're just training to get better. So there's bodies, there's partners, there's real life looks in there, and guys wanting to help each other to get better and strive for greatness to be the best team in the world.
How's TJ looking in camp right now? He's about to make history here if he can get the title over Cejudo.
I guarantee a knockout. There's no other way this fight ends. The pace he's gonna push, the overall just the his IQ, his fight IQ, just everything about him, man. He just goes in there, dictates the pace, and just gets the finish for sure.
Another one of your teammates, Aaron Pico, is going to be on this card. Does that help having another teammate on here? You guys both getting ready at the same time?
Yeah, absolutely. It just makes for a great camp. Sometimes it keeps our coaches on edge because you got a bunch of pit bulls ready to go in the ring together, and we all want to shine. We all want to dictate our game plan, but sometimes you gotta bend for each other a little bit, and just realize what's more important, the sparring and the practice or the overall outcome. And so we got a good camp, good coaches that definitely have our hands on and definitely grab control of it before it gets too out of hand, because all we know is to go forward, and when you have that, you have two rams going forward. Pretty soon you're not going to have any toys to play with in practice anymore. So it leads for a great practice, but also a scary practice because you never know what's going to happen. But with the coaching we have and them being able to control everything and keep us cooled down, spray us down with water, and tell us to calm down, it makes for a good practice.
What are you doing to get down to 35? Have you had to change much in your diet to make that extra 10-pound drop?
Yeah, I mean, it's just calorie restriction, less supplementation that we take in. Sam Calavita at the training lab, he's the man. There's no other man that can make these weight drops for TJ and I in the world and do it successfully and as efficient and as proactive as he's doing it right now.
Who's going to be in your corner for that fight?
Joe Daddy Stevenson, Cub Swanson, and TJ Dillashaw.
Holy crap! What a corner that is, man! That's like an all-star team right there.
Yeah, we battle with each other every day, and so what better guys to have in there with you?
What's your prediction? How do you see this fight playing out on the 26th?
You know what? I'm gonna go in there and dictate a game plan and dictate a pace, and just like Jeremy Spoon, if I don't get the finish, it's gonna be a lopsided fight. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna wear him out. I'm gonna be a step ahead every time, and that's what we game plan for. That's what we train for, and and I'm not taking anything away from Ricky. He's a great athlete. He has great movement, great kicks. But I got a great team behind me and a great group of training partners that I'm sure I'll be ready for whatever comes at me that night.
If you get the win here against Bandejas, is a title shot next? Has Bellator talked to you about that at all? Because I'd imagine if you're looking at the division, this is the best fight right now outside the champ.
Yeah, like I thought it was, until I seen the red and seen. It sounds like Horiguchi has the next title fight, which is fine, and so after this fight, I didn't get to renegotiate yet because I jumped back into camp so fast. So I fight this fight, either I become I'm the biggest free agent in MMA this year, or I resign and I could fight at 155, I could fight at 145, I go back down to 135, and I play my title run outs for any of those weight classes. So we'll see, Um, I just want to get better. I want to fight. I want to fight in the Europe, and I want to get out there and fight in front of my fans. Right after this fight, I have a trip planned out to go out and do some seminars out in Spain, and so I'm just looking forward to grow as an MMA athlete. You can't rush a title fight. When you do, you lose it, and when you just let it happen, let it present itself. You become victorious because I'm always ready. So to me, when it comes, it comes. They have a set schedule that they're working on, and if I happen to be in that schedule, then so be it. If not, I keep plugging away and keep working hard, and I'm no stranger to hard work, so I keep working hard.
Is the plan to stay with Bellator though? You seem like you've been pretty happy with them, or would you like to try your hand at going to the UFC?
No, they've been treating me well. There's been nothing. They treated me like family this whole time, and I've been happy with my contract. I've been happy with my promotional growth, and I've been happy with the sponsors bringing in with Boost Mobile and Monster Energy and Legacy Builders and Snyder Services. So those guys, man, they've just been having my back since day one. And then the new guys coming in, they're pushing forward hard on promotion, and I'm super excited, super pumped.
Do you like this kind of betting the house on yourself? Because a lot of fighters would renegotiate before a big fight like this, but you, if you get this win, you're going to be a huge free agent. After this, if you can get the job done.
Yeah, absolutely. To me, there's no pressure. I'm getting better day by day. I'm training hard. I'm going to sleep knowing that I put in the work for the day. And so to me, I leave it in God's hands. I pray and I strive for greatness through my faith, and then my family, and then my work comes third. And so whatever God has in plan and has in store with me, He's going to utilize me on any platform that He wants to.
This is going to be an awesome card. January 26th. It is Bellator 214. Juan, it's always good talking to you, man. I appreciate you taking the time. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout outs, the floor is yours.
Heck yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. J Arch MMA is where you can find me on my Instagram and Twitter, Juan Spaniard Archuleta on Facebook. And I just want to thank you, James, for the time that you're giving me and the hard work you put in. I know they took away your Twitter, and those guys, they're coming after people. I don't know why they're hating on us. They're hating on us self-promotion guys. So, but no, yeah, and I just want to thank all my sponsors. Those guys do a hell of a job to keep me and my family going. Boost Mobile, Monster Energy, Legacy Builders, Snyder Services, and Elite Sports USA, and everyone else. And my coaches, my training partners, Dwayne Ludwig, I want to thank him for everything he's done and taking me under his wing. And he's molded a new athlete coming out and a new champion that's yet to be. So Tiki Ghost and Paul Herrera, HB Ultimate, Joe Daddy, all those guys. Just personally thank him. And, you guys are going to see a great weight cut through me and TJ by the man himself, Sam Calavita. He's a scientist. He's a genius. He's really efficient on everything he does, and he needs more recognition to save the sport on people cutting weight and people doing it the wrong way. These guys need to get with it and get with them and save their own lives, before they really hurt themselves. So once again, thanks again, James. Thanks for your listeners tuning in and have us go back and forth. So I appreciate your time as well.